different historical outcomes. According to the theory, when we travel back in time, we enter another universe. That universe looks the same as ours, but it follows a different route through history, simply because we've entered it and therefore changed it.
For instance, you could go back in time and meet another copy of yourself, a copy who didn't travel in time. And then the two of you would be there in the universe that you'd arrived in, but you'd be missing from the universe that you left.
In other words, in some universes, there could be a number of copies of the same person, while in others there'd be no evidence that that person had ever existed at all. Now, could that mean that there are time travelers here now in our world? Visitors from the future who'd been trapped in their travels through history? Some scientists believe such visits may have been crucial to our very existence.
In fact, the very origin of life on this planet may have happened because of time travelers from our future who seeded the early Earth with the DNA molecules and the other molecules needed to form life.
If that's true, if anyone or anything has manipulated history by traveling back from the future or leaping into our universe from another, scientists can only speculate about how their time machines may have worked. Did they use wormholes we're looking at for our ventures into time? Or have they mastered another way to beat the speed of light? Professor Gunther Nimbtz has stunned the world of physics. In his laboratory at the University of Cologne, he's broken the ultimate speed limit, the speed of light, the first hurdle in the race to travel through time. Professor Nimbtz achieved it thanks to a curious phenomenon known as quantum tunneling. It's another loophole in the laws which govern the universe, one which allows particles of light to bypass the barriers of time and space. Nimtz's triumph lies in getting those light particles to carry information. He encodes music onto a laser beam and points it at a barrier. When the light particles, photons, arrive at the other side, the music they carry can still be decoded and played. Nimbtz claims he sent music in this way at almost 5 times the speed of light.
We were extremely embarrassed when we saw this on a Sunday morning, that our signals are moving faster than the velocity of light, and we went to some colleagues, to 2 colleagues from the theoretical department, and showed it to them, and they were also excited by this result.
The question now is, how far can these findings take us? And what types of information could we send? If only we could send ourselves in place of music, then we too could overcome time. Traveling back to witness our own birth, or watch ourselves as children. Turning our bodies into data may prove difficult, if not impossible. But beaming our minds through time and space could get us closer to our dream of time travel. If that doesn't work, there may be one more possibility that might. In San Francisco, physicist Dr. Jack Sarfati wants to turn the whole idea around. Rather than taking our bodies to times and places we want to experience, he believes the first way we'll achieve time travel will be by bringing information from other times and places to us.
We have to really understand what mind and consciousness is as a physical phenomenon before we can even think of traveling through time, before we can even think of building warp drive starships to get there bodily.
Dr. Sarfati believes the means of understanding consciousness and achieving time travel will come from a computer chip modeled on human brain cells. He calls it the Q chip and says it would be conscious, just like a human being.
devices using Q-chips would be time machines in the sense that interface with the human brain. You'd be able to experience information from other times, other places.
Dr. Safati believes that with the power of the Q-chip, we could select destinations for virtual visits as easily as we now change channels on our television set.
It's going to be like virtual reality, but so good that you can't distinguish it from real reality. You know, it's basically we're talking about virtual reality, but where you're actually projected on, to different places, different times.
Through the Q-chip, we could communicate telepathically with any mind from the past or the future, even our own. There'd be no need for our bodies to travel. We'd have a solution to the paralleled universe dilemma, which would, in theory, leave time travelers trapped. There'd be no risk of the crushing gravity of light-speed travel. Time travel may still sound like an impossible dream, but if, as David Deutsch says, the laws of physics don't forbid it, then maybe we can develop the means to turn that dream into a reality. It may come by engineering wormholes, navigating parallel universes, or traversing history with a Q-chip.
It's going to take us to the stars. We're going to make Star Trek real. So, I mean, to me, this is certainly a positive, optimistic vision for the 21st century. Let's start doing it, you know.
Sometimes I'll stop taking the medication, and for about 2 days it's complete bliss. You have no side effects and no symptoms either. And then symptoms start coming back in a big way. And then symptoms coming back in a big way. And then you have to start taking the medication and you get side effects again.
Can science help sufferers of schizophrenia? Edge of Madness, Thursday on Discovery Science.